A little over a month ago, students had to transition to online learning due to COVID-19. They went from a traditional classroom setting to now working from home. Some students even attend classes from their own bed. Schools are able to adapt to this change, but what about businesses? According to the IWG Global Workspace Study in 2019, 69% of businesses are able to work flexibly from home. But what about the businesses that are crucial to meet face-to-face? I talked to people that work in the church and funeral service industry to see what their life was like online.
It's a slow change. When we started with the pandemic, the gatherings were about 50 people, and we implemented a whole recording that those are being now recorded and then placed on our Facebook page, but then also on the obituary page online that additional community members or friends or family can engage with the family through those different platforms.
We did that right about the 1st of March. We are, I believe, on our 6th week, of having just live streaming our services. But what was wonderfully encouraging was once we saw this was happening and quickly moved to having live streaming capabilities. We did like everybody else. We went to Zoom and started using Zoom for all kinds of meetings, whether it's meetings of the leadership or small group meetings, prayer meetings, all those sorts of things.
There's been an extension of the stay-at-home order and some further restrictions that have been placed on it. The gatherings of 50 people have gone away and now it is 10. We've added Facebook Live as well to any gatherings that were taking place, and there still are funerals happening, and we've introduced Zoom meetings to take place even for arrangements to happen in that way. It's extremely difficult for families, if they're a larger family in particular, that who gets to go to the funeral service or the committal service.
It's amazing the quick change and the difference. In many ways, it's really tough because church is the gathering together and being with people, and there is a physical component to that. The first couple of Sundays, we're feeling our way through and figuring it out. For me personally, being a pastor and preaching, I had to kind of work through the different dynamic because I didn't have a large congregation before me. But then we had some technical things that we had to figure out, like, do we have sufficient Wi-Fi reception? We want to be supportive as much as we can of our leadership, submit to the authorities that God has placed over us. So that means a national component, that means a state component, it means a local component. And then once those restrictions are lifted, we need to recognize that then that means the responsibility falls directly upon our shoulder. If we loosen up, if we say, let's have our services in person again, what sort of exposure risks are involved? And there's some calculations that you can run through, and we've already crunched those numbers. So we might not go to a full open service. We might try to divide up the congregation.
We've talked as my colleagues and I of what that might look like. We're kind of questioning whether people will be comfortable getting into large gatherings quickly, and so we're preparing to kind of be in that 50 group of 50 kind of range for a while and continue of what it will look like. I think we've changed our technology forever now, and that we'll continue to offer those options even going forward, no matter what the restrictions are.
These businesses are doing their part to reduce the spread of COVID-19 by staying at home and working online. They plan on keeping gatherings to a minimum as we slowly get back to normal. You can do your part by staying at home and practicing social distancing. Reporting with ESTv, I am Sofia Valdes.